Hello once again. Second game tonight. This is a RTSL 2020B organised by Shaq. I'm playing GungHoCannonCalle. It is US +2 random, 60-minute clock. And we will get started. That all looks good. Yep. And, okay, he's got a better record as USSR than USA. So he's got the right side of the coin for himself. But I haven't got a shabby opening hand. Although not really a containment hand, thanks to having two 4-op cards. Interesting. Might still contain. Options. So, let's plug our opening hand in. Same as. Special relationship, not till NATO's triggered. Containment. We've got US, Japan. And we've got NTB. Yeah. We've got Suez on the other side. And we've got Vietnam, which we can do AR6. And we have UN intervention. So containment, we'll go 442 to protect against socialist governments. Containment usually open when you have 5 ops you're going to gain from doing so, and we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. Yeah, 4. Okay, so it's close. It's just with 2 4-op cards in your hand, you don't feel so great about headline containment, but at least containment offsets purge if we're purged. Truman's not a headline. US Japan is basically wasting an op, and special relationship is barely anything too. So let's headline containment. We get SOC goved. So the opening coup will be on Italy. So special relationship would have been playable anyway because they would have taken one out of the UK to fail it triggering. So we wouldn't have gained France adjacency anyway. But I expect we'll see 2 out of Italy and a coup there. Yep. Yep. Here it comes. Let's hope because it's a 3-op card it's a bit weak. It is the opposite of a bit weak. So we go 3 France. And we will jam Italy at the end of the turn for Truman Doctrine. We'll hold Vietnam for blockade. So if they now coup Iran, we counter coup. And we get 1 into Thailand, 1 into Malaysia ahead of Vietnam revolts. Ah, or not. Neatly done. 3-op cards queuing like a boss today. So we'll put pressure on in the Middle East and we'll press into Thailand with nuclear test ban. Not a shabby start for this old cad. Now that EU socialist governments has gone, even if they overprotect Italy, we can jam it. They need to overprotect Italy by 2. Although we can't use UN intervention. So they're signalling that they don't hold Middle East scoring. So yeah, we'll just use UN intervention plane for now. We're hoping to use Vietnam Revolt's AR-7, overprotect Thailand, take Laos. We can live with that. We'll space away Suez to try and get ahead in the space race. And we do. They then counter space NORAD. We'll overprotect Thailand and take a whole bunch of... Oh no, wait. Overprotect Thailand, take Laos and put 2 in Libya. Yeah. And R6, if we're not blockaded, we tap Italy. As long as they don't overprotect it. But I guess we had to defend against blockade. And if we get blockaded anyway, we couldn't have done Italy anyway. So, da-da-da. So we're sincerely hoping they miss Italy here. Well, the more they think about it, the more they're going to overprotect Italy, I suspect. So we've lost that gambit. I suppose the alternative was playing Vietnam Revolts this turn. Yeah, damn it. Yeah. That is a shame. No, one in Burma. Oh, I've got to do all that again, sorry. One in Austria for the long setup on East Germany. And then we use Vietnam Revolts to place 1 in Burma, 1 in Greece. And another 1 in Canada in case of Romania or de Gaulle being the opening setup, right? But then there's... so I've done this again because I was thinking about decol as well. We've got Eastern European unrest. Let's just level up Europe for now. That'll do. Might be the wrong gambit, but you'll get bored out your mind watching that again and again. Right, it makes NATO unplayable for them. And we drew decol and blockade, but we can't do anything with it all. So I guess we defect the headline. What a criminally low op hand after that. Astonishingly good one. We have to space decol. Yeah, I think defectors is the headline here. And we'll go space decol, event captured Nazi, or space decol, miss, event captured Nazi, space Korean War. Event remain in application before Independent Reds comes out. Putting one in Canada. Foremost resolution for ops. Truman's going to have to go back in the deck. Oh well. Shame, shame, shame. That is the way it goes. We want to take Turkey at some point soon as well. And they're going to get a coup off on Egypt or Libya. Cambridge 5 don't get to see what I'm holding. Let's hope that means they're also short on scoring cards. Because that's usually the mark of someone who's not holding all three. So coup on Libya. We also want to cover de Gaulle in case we end up using Truman Doctrine on France. Man, no 3-up cards at all. No 5-year plan, no NATO, no Eastern European unrest, no Purge, no Comic-Con, and no de Gaulle, which was unplayable anyway. Whew. We're just better off racing country count in Asia. So no D-Style either. Oh well. I won the other game today, and I didn't deserve to, so I'm quite happy for this one to go down the tubes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5. So we'll go Burma, Malaysia to level up. Well, no, we'll go Burma, Indonesia just in case of D-Style. We may have to event Korean War. Gamble. If we miss, we take Malaysia, Philippines and give up on South Korea. If we win, we get to take South Korea. And then wait to see if he fights for it. Can't fight on all three fronts, unfortunately. That's the big problem. I think to some extent he's tipped his hand that he's holding Asia scoring because went straight for that. But we'll see. And NATO's triggered, need to remember that. Special relationships playable, and de Gaulle gets used as a coup on Libya. That's understandable, and that misses. That's lucky for us. So now France is safe. So before we do anything else, we space decol. We Give up Romanian abdication and take Canada before independent Reds. CIA, of course, is ditchable here. So I expect to see that at some point. So we're holding blockade, spacing decol, eventing captured Nazi. We're not going to be able to hold Truman, which is a crying shame. They've got 5-year plans. They can chuck away Middle East scoring. They could have it, sorry. So they could chuck away Middle East scoring if it comes to it. They just want to be putting a couple in Turkey, really. So Romania 2 in Turkey dominates. And there's not a lot I can do about it. 2 in Iraq telegraphs that they hold Middle East scoring. But I think we have to be reactive this turn with the ops we have. Such is life. They're not holding CIA at least, so we could still get Fidel off to make sure there's a suicide target. Just waiting to see what they do. Here we go. Yeah, okay, so they're kind of telegraphing they have Middle East scoring. We can't do anything. We space away decol. We succeed, so we can at least event captured Nazi for the 2 VP. They don't like independent Reds, but they fail on it anyway. We event captured Nazi for the 2 VP. And we may space Korean War and get to headline peaking rather than gamble on Korean War. Oh, he gets CIA off, the sneaky beggar. And he's got Nasser and D-style. Oof. We'll put 1 in South Korea. We will take Korea with Truman Doctrine and space. No, we'll put 1 in Turkey. And we'll brace for Truman to put 1 in Turkey if he doesn't put back in Turkey himself. And space Korean War to finish and hopefully peak. So not a bad start to the game for him. Get CIA out of the deck. Get Italy. Pressure Asia. Dominate the Middle East in the headline. It's all going on. Yeah, so we'll finish taking Turkey. Then we'll space away Korean War now. Although ending up in a position where we're dominating the Middle East and Asia, knowing the scoring cards are coming next turn is totally abominable. But we may be able to get shot one in the headline if we can peak. So this is a clutch space card for us. Five-year plan's not gone, so they should be eventing D-Style here for fear of getting it 5-year planned out their hand. Imagine if they evented NASA and then got 5-year planned on D-Style. That would be gross. Yep, well played. And away he goes. Right, we space Korean War because there's nothing else we can do. And we fail. Okie dokie. He's got Europe scoring. We've got Asia and Middle East. We know he's got NASA, so we can't headline Middle East safely. He may have decoy, so we also can't headline Asia, but we might as well, because we literally have a handful of red cards. And God, and he's got Purge. And 5-year plan. Wow. He got all the neutrals and he got a 5-year plan which he can use. Yeah, so okay, well, Asia's the best of a bad bunch. So we're hoping for no decoy here. NASA's likely to be the headline. Then coup on Libya. Nasty. If we get purged, we space Suez and hold blockade. If we don't get purged, we blockade away Suez. Probably space Korean War and run the rest. Try and avoid domination in any region, but probably accept it in the Middle East. If socialist government or de Gaulle drops here, we're going to lose it in Europe as well. Rough. But I've already won one today that I shouldn't have. So if this one is lost to me, c'est la vie. De Gaulle. Ma ma. Well, I get the coup if he does run it, which is good for me, unless he's got duck and cover. So he's left himself a quandary here. Use Purge to take France. And then I can coup Iran for domination. No, he takes the coup. Okay. That's fine. So we will need to try and cover Egypt against Nasser and then try and raise country count by taking Jordan as well. So we may not be able to dominate the Middle East, but we can try and avoid domination. If we see Common Congo, East Germany, Poland here, then we know we're safe even if we run Warsaw Pact in terms of country count in Europe. So try and fade the dominations and just deal with the New World Crisis. Fidel may honestly be a better space card than Korean War here, given one already in Panama. He may not press for domination in Europe and 5-year plan it away, possibly. We'll see. Defectors for influence. We drop Middle East for 0. Before that gets out of hand. We'll blockade away Suez next, lest we end up being purged and not being able to get blockade out of our hand. Because you need to spend 4 ops in Europe to get level. So we'll blockade Suez into Austria. And then we can always use 2 ops in there. Let's see what he does. Yeah, just spreads his wings. So we blockade away Suez. He's telegraphing that he's not interested in. So we'll cover Thailand against brush war to make sure Southeast Asia is tolerable. But yeah, he's indicating he's not particularly interested in scoring Europe for domination. He may 5-year plan away at just to gain tempo, 3 ops over 1 VP in a wasted action round. Oh, you take the VP. Okay. So we'll space Fidel. We succeed. So we're going to event Korean War and pray. So we're going to be an inch ahead of par, but a lot worse off. Miss the 50-50. Misses the 50-50. He has to use the China card to take it. So the dream of domination is alive now, with Formosa Resolution still in play. If he doesn't take South Korea, he's not distracted from the price. So we event Warsaw Pact. Finish taking South Korea. We'll put 2 in Mexico. Yes, it's a... is it? It covers Liberation Theology, but becomes a coup target. Liberation Theology is only 1 card. There's many more cards that can do damage there. Okay, we'll fill Asia. I don't know if that's right, but whatever. And he's got 5-year plan and an empty hand. So he's holding 5-year plan, sorry. Well, the brush war in Italy is real, although Venezuela may be a better target. If we get VOA at least, that's nice. We've got Cuban Missile Crisis, but we can't actually make best use of it. So Bear Trap's probably best. Bear Trap gets a coup. Say on Panama. No, on Venezuela, because then if we soften up, we can finish VOAing it. God, we've got a lot of cards we want to use this turn. That's something. We want to event emit as well. Oof. Oh, headline peaking. That's a bonus too. Central America scoring. Which makes VOA a more interesting headline. Does it? We're giving up VPs. We'll be giving up 2 VP? 2 VP. So maybe Bear Trap's better. Yeah, then we get the cool in Venezuela and we can VOA later. We're giving up 2 VP now to try and influence the board for more for later. Sure. We'll coup with Flower Power because Brush War's the last viable war card, and we're probably happy to splash 2 VP for that. They get success straight off the bat. That's life. That's good for us. And then we can go Colonial Rearguards, and then we can go VOA. And we can space We Will Bury You. Maybe hold Cuban Missile Crisis for next turn in case we pull Lone Gunman. Well, no one in the Twitch room for the second game. I won't take it personally. They're going straight in with realignment. That's wise. Ah! It worked very well. We VOA now. And hope they don't have... Yeah, I hope they don't have South Africa unrest. Yep, fine, that's standard. So now we've then Colonial Rear Guards. So a whole Cuban Missile Crisis, Space Wheelbarrow, Event Emit, use Alliance for Progress in Africa. If he passes us the China card, we'll event a Suri River Skirmish to cause some trouble, I reckon. So now we're looking for OAS or Panama Canal returned. If we emit and see Junta, we will leave it in the deck, because Junta's more useful to us than them, given they already have presumed access. But next we'll go Zaire, South Africa, so if they do play an access card into Angola, we can realign a +1. Yeah, that can't be helped. And we just have to accept South America being a nightmare. He's got 5-year plans, so we're not going to press for domination in Africa this turn anyway. So next time we'll space, we will bury you. Yep, so now he's going to press for the Nigeria evens. 1. Not quite enough. So we will now move to Ivory Coast. He's obviously clearly a fan of realigning, which is fine. Bully. What we'll probably do is space we will bury you, barring a catastrophe. And we might coup Peru with Usuri River Skirmish. Bless you! Goes for the coup. Misses. That's not a gigantic surprise. Space we will bury you. Misses. That's life. Space is nuclear subs because he doesn't fancy that. Succeeds. Alright, so we'll coup Peru. More than a 1, please. And we miss. Ugh. So no access. Poland's overprotected. We do want to event John Paul, but there's no mad rush. Weathies, how I learned to drop DEFCON to avoid an Africa coup, but he's still holding 5-year plan. Or remits to look at cards. Boof. Not good. And with South African unrest and Portuguese Empire still in the deck. Well, we can only hope he's holding Southeast Asia scoring and Africa scoring, so he can't throw away both. We shall see. It's going to be a tough one to drag ourselves back from, knowing he can 5-year plan away a negative scoring card, and South America is absolutely his stranglehold with no OS or Panama or Junta. Cambridge 5 turns up nothing, though. Right, we go how I learned. Deny the coup. Of course, Arab-Israeli war needs to be played after Camp David, otherwise it triggers... So we need to event Camp David before Arab-Israeli. We want to event Emit. If these are free ops, we event John Paul, free ops, free ops, free ops. So we just wait and see what they do. But we'll go South Africa and overprotect Angola kick off. If they have South America scoring, they'll drop at AL1 anyway. We probably aren't spacing this turn, and if they've got one small step, we'll lose peaking. If they space... Okay, now if he succeeds, we pretty much have to. Okay, good. I'm guessing they're not holding South America scoring. We'll put one in Mexico to defend against liberation theology. So now they may one small step now. But obviously they may have been trying for the overleap gambit. So we're looking to event our man in Tehran and pull South America and Lone Gunman. That's our... and Quagmire, of course. Quagmire 2. That's our dream emitting. If they don't do anything particularly tempo-y, we event Camp David next. Still want to find 5 ops at some point to fill up Asia? Yeah. Cold red, eh? So we'll event Camp David, knowing that we've still got a chance to space U2 incident this turn. We now get to play that for free ops. And we'll AR7 coup Peru, most likely, if there's no traction there. Which means holding Allende. Okay, could have been worse uses of junta. Now we have a major problem in South America. If he hasn't filled it by the time the turn finishes... Oh, I suppose we take a realign now, don't we? We take R4. Come on. Yes. Now Panama. Perfect. That went better than expected. South America remains a problem, but less of one. I mean, it's only 4 VP difference. It's still bad. So AR7, we might have a crack on Peru with a 2 mil op card. But what we're really hoping to do is omit it. Ooh, I'm genuinely expecting to see a 5-year plan of a bad scoring card this turn. Because he's been holding 5-year plan very neatly. We're going to space you to incident rather than take the ops. It's effectively a... Well, we're 50-50 for 3 VP, so it's 1.5 VP to us versus 1 VP to him. So it's a 2.5 VP swing trying to space it over using it. And since an op's usually worth a VP, a 2.5 VP swing means the card's fairly neutral. So I'd rather space than event you to incident here. Perfect, that's good news for us. We'll take our space chance now. And we miss it. Blech. So AR 567, event John Paul, event emit, coup Peru with Arab-Israeli war. Could have really done with getting to that 3-1 square first. Every VP's going to matter this game. Can see that. Wow. That's nice for us. Yeah. Fill out South America. Over Panama, South America having not scored. He'll take a punt. You can't have them all. That's a good one for him. Bloody hell. Man, so now we use Allende to take Brazil. And we'll AR7, omit and hold John Paul. Because we still want to pull Lone Gunman in South America scoring. Realignments have been insane for both parties this game, hasn't it? Relatively successful, so we toss Allende, but that's it. And we get Olympic Games. Take Mexico, just make it slightly less of an attractive coup target. So AR7 will go omit. We want to pull Quagmire, South America scoring, Lone Gunman, Decol, Lib Theo. And we may pull out Brush War, because we are flower-powered, and 50-50 cards are probably better removed if we're going to avoid being risk-averse. We're currently even-ish in the Middle East, even in Asia, slightly ahead in Africa, even-ish, slightly ahead, slightly behind. So we can be risk-averse and weather the storm. So Emit will ditch ABM, Brush, Arms. Okay, so this is Africa scoring going down the tube. Yep. Standard. Okay, so we'll ditch Culture Revolution. We'll ditch Arms Race. We ditch Missile Envy because of Duck and Cover being in the deck. We'll keep Panama and Duck and Cover M. We got Brush War. I think we 50-50 on Italy. And we have no space cards. You gods. Oh, even better, we can go Special Relationship into Italy, then Truman Doctrine to clear it. I think we do that instead. We can get Quagmired though. That's probably a nasty result for us. But that Europe Gambit's pretty good. Even if we get Coup out of South America. Let's do it. So no Quagmire, please. Quagmire's the worst card. And we get Quagmired. Whistled for the wind. We still have Brush War at least. So South African Unrest goes in first, then Willy Brandt if we fail twice. Man, rough time to be Quagmired. We had an out there. So I expect to see coup Venezuela. I get out the trap hopefully. He shores up Italy. Okay, that's lucky for me. So South African Unrest, he shores up Italy. Please hit. Thank you. Could have been worse. So now we are able to snag Asia domination with Taiwan plus overprotecting Laos. Good time to roll a 1. Whew. We got lucky there, folks. So what we're hoping to avoid is 3 ops shoring up Italy and taking Yugoslavia. We're hoping that the Brush War 50-50 stays so. Even better, if you drop South America for domination, we'll take Italy. But what we'll do is we'll hold Brush War through the turn so that it doesn't get back in the deck for late war. So, yeah, I mean, they've got to take Italy, right? We'll event Panama Canal returned because we are thinking they're not thinking. We definitely hold brush war just yet. If they do anything other than Italy, we use Truman Doctrine. Too good an opportunity to miss. What's gone from... De Gaulle has gone, Suez hasn't, right? Yeah, so we still need to watch out for France as well. They might be thinking, I've got ABM, I could go for another coup on Brazil or Venezuela. If you do that, I'm Trumaning Italy and then I'm brush warring to try and get back into South America, I think. Okay, sensible. Okay, so we'll be bland and use 3 ops to repair. And we've got the China card, which is nice. So brush war next turn. Because Missile Envy's gone, I chucked it. Yeah. Okay, so this is bold. Because I can just repair, although of course that means they can move inside. So we're going to realign to try and deny access. Perfect. And now we get a free crack on somewhere else. There is nowhere else that's particularly attractive. But we lose nothing by... having a go. Fair enough. Okay. Tuck and Cover goes off to space. Do they get there first? Yes, they do. All that work for not very much. What say we now use Brush War? Go for glory. For glory! No. Oh well. There is no glory in the world. So AR7 we Willy Brand to try and Truman it if we can dodge socialist governments. That's a shame. So we'll event John Paul, event Panama, Willy Brandt to tap Italy to try and Truman it in the headline turn 7. Yuck. Oh well. What can you do? It was right on the nose as well, thanks to Portugal. 2VP. Worth a try. Have another go if you like. So ABM's still in the deck. South America drops for 0. That's alright for me, I suppose. I drew Olympic Games, didn't I, when I... Yeah, I've not been tracking very well. So, he's holding 3 cards. There's 11, so there's 11 cards left? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, yeah. Okay, so ABM, Salt, Brezhnev, Liberation, Lone, Decol, ooh, I could run into a whole heap of trouble. I think we don't event Panama. Because it makes Panama a really attractive coup target next turn. We'll keep it in the deck for the reshuffle and put one more in Taiwan. AR7, we're hoping he misses Italy so that I can tap it and Truman it. And of course, what will happen is he will draw socialist governments in the reshuffle, and I'll look like an idiot. Or ABM. But it's worth a try. Oi, Decal goes to town. We will not look the other way. We will take our chance while he's not looking. So we want to be dealt ABM and socialist governments. We get ABM. So it's got to be Truman. And we've got to dodge socialist governments. Oh, he's got lone gunman. So I think we actually need to use ABM treaty to raise DEFCON. Don't we? But he knows I've got... He knows that I have ABM. But he also knows it's not going to come back in the reshuffle. I think we've got to go ABM. So I got Sadat. He got OAS. Ooh, can I do some damage in Asia as well? Yes, I can. But not enough to take Italy. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Choices, choices. He's also holding Independent Reds, Summit. I've got Salt. He's got Brezhnev and Liberation Theology. And we now know he's got Asia scoring. Okay. I think we have to take the points. It's only 3-op card to cover it. Either way, it's a 5 EP swing. Okay, so... Isn't it? So it's a 5 EP swing if I break it. And it's a 5 EP swing over here. And I can retake Zaire. Let's do that. Europe's just worth more in the long run, and I can still dominate Asia with Formosa resolution in final scoring. That's going to be my reasoning, largely post hoc. Yeah, I don't know. I simply don't know. So we'll go coup counter coup. I can safely missile envy. And pull Brezhnev if he doesn't use one of the cards we see. Which is nice. Oh no, Asia's gone. So he's got 8 cards and we know 6 of them. He's got Summit, Lone Gunman, OAS, Independent Reds, Liberation Theology, and Brezhnev Doctrine. NASA hasn't gone, has it? No. Okay, so a coup with Summit. man. Yeah, we'll just flat counter coup there. So now a liberation theology into Panama. I don't know, keep missile crisis for influence. Oh, the flip. Fair enough. That indicates a certain amount of interest in Africa this turn. Are we going to want to hold salt through the turn to try and pick up something? He's now holding 6 cards, right? So we think he's holding Brezhnev, Liberation Theology, Independent Reds, OS, Summit Lone Gunman. So we go Missile Envy. Take Brezhnev off him. Use it to flip Zaire and he can't reply. This is where I find out I've not counted the cards properly. Oh, I haven't because he's played Summit already. Okay, I get OPEC. So now we can overprotect Zaire. That was fortunate. We may hold defectors through the turn, because that's definitely a more frustrating event for Calle in the late war. A tap. Okay, so we go 1 into France, 1 into Zaire, 1 into South Africa. If he taps France again, we use Truman. And it's a good time to use Truman. We need to remember to show up Italy against socialist governments and the Reformer. No meaningful target, so now it's Truman time. Oh no, Czechoslovakia. Great. Truman out France, so now now Suez is less of a threat there. We want... Okay, so now he gets to look at the rest of my hand. He knows he can be defected. That probably won't stop us holding it. We don't need to put into... We don't need to put into Sudan until the end of the term. Oh, it's nice to have that before liberation theology. We'll go for the poke in the chest here. So liberation theology to finish, and we'll repair as much as possible with defectors. Yep. We'll go that way because of Panama Canal. So we get terrorism, but we may get Aldriched. We can one small step, but we may want a space first, although we don't have a space card. AWACS is alright. Asura is great. But I think we go terrorism in case he's got grain sales, and when we event one small step to make Star Wars unplayable. So I think terrorism's our headline here. We need to see Cal go before we 5-year plan. But this is going to be one of those things where whatever one we play, we might be unhappy, because if he starts with Muslim Revolution, well, that goes before AWACS anyway. I've got a shabby hand, though. But no, we'll go terrorism, because then if he goes Aldrich, his hand's already been shortened. He gets Junta. So he's going to cause a shed load of trouble. NORAD gets lost, but that probably would have gone to space anyway. So we have some risks of control here in either battleground area. Miss. He succeeds, okay. So Uruguay's a problem. But we've got ops to coup with which to coup. If he doesn't play one small step right now, that's going to be a question mark. So Uruguay? Oh, okay. So, Iran-Iraq War is now playable to us. We are going to take the boring step of one small stepping over him to make Star Wars unplayable. We're going to make him play into Uruguay. From what I've seen, he likes even rear lines, so that goes off to space. Miss. Ah. So the question is, do we want to space a neutral 3-op card in the hope of... No, we'll 5-year plan him. Shorten his hand further. We get Reagan bombs Libya, so we gain a VP. Oh, don't get a VP, because we're the people in there. But we're now going to get back-to-back action rounds. Oh, should have done AWACS first. We will at least be able to take Saudi and move into Israel. But hilarity, right? Absolute hilarity. We'll go nuclear test ban, Arab-Israeli war, event Iran-Iraq. Arab-Israel into Israel, event Iran-Iraq, and hope to flip. Get our mill ops. and Event Yusuri AR7 to make Hell in Asia. What a dumbass. That's the way it goes. I called it as well. Oof. If he does stuff in Laos and Indonesia, we can just use Yusuri to flip it back. And the scoring card's bin, so I actually want to hold it through the turn. He's going for the rear lines. 50-50. Miss, miss, please. One more. Oh, good. Success. Sometimes it runs better for you than it does for them. Oh, and it's my action round again, isn't it? Yeah, we'll just make a mess of Asia. Alright, so if we can fade South America scoring, we win with War Games. And we've got Aldrich. So we should be able to lock this game down if we're fortunate here. Ortega is still playable. Well, I can go NASA then Sadat at least. Okay, Voice of America to deny domination somewhere in the headline phase. Yeah. So he'll brush on Brazil. Oh. Nicely done. I'm not sure that's optimal, but now I'm getting a bit glare blind. I just want him to coup. And not space. Bloody hell. There's a lot of ways War Games isn't gonna get me there. Ugh. Ugh. Come on. Coup Brazil. Be greedy. Well, thank the gods for small favours, because I was starting to sweat. That'll do it. Oof. War Games has come to the rescue twice in the night. Give yourself some credit. Scoring cards definitely went my way too. Okay, no, I think you played alright. Prone to self-analysis though, aren't we all, in these games? Well, it's been a productive night for me at least, so that's nice. Rating's starting to creep back up. That guy who was in the 1300s I was training who kept hammering me stole about 100 odd ELO off me. But I'll get it back, eh? Why not? They're only points. Thank you for watching. Apologies for the frequent use of the word bummer, which apparently is my trademark, whether I like it or not. And I will be back on Friday, 4 o'clock UK time, where I am playing Rocket Science in the RTSL 2020B, organised by Shaq, which this one was. Thanks to Shaq. Good stuff. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you again soon.